Hi, I'm Rita Wilkins, the downsizing designer. So it's Thursday. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm totally mixed up on what day it is. It's Tuesday, and I'm talking about downsizing tonight. And one of the topics that I think is of a lot of interest to us right now is how to live with less. And I have kind of a simple plan. I call it my 5 easy steps to living with less. So, there was a time that I honestly believed that the bigger house that I had, the nicer car, the more designer clothes, and the more beautiful stuff that I had, that I would be happier. And for those of you that know me or follow me, you may have listened to my TEDx talk, Why Less is More. When I start my TEDx talk, I actually have a confession. And that confession is that I once owned 11 closets and 9 rolling racks filled with clothes of 4 different sizes, because my size kept going up and down. But the reality is that I had all of those clothes. Now, that's not something that I'm proud of, because many of them still even had tags on them. But it was my reality. And in order to really change my life around, I had to address that reality. So did all of those clothes make me happy? So if I bought more, would I be happier? And the answer, of course, is no. But I bought into that societal norm that says more is better, bigger is better. But my reality was that the more I bought, the more burdensome it all became, the more overwhelmed I got, and the emptier I felt. I don't know if that resonates with you, but there's such an empty feeling when you have all of this stuff, that all of those clothes, all of those closets didn't make me happier. As a matter of fact, it really was a very empty feeling. But it was a trip to a third world country, 8,000 miles from here, that changed my life. And it was that first time that I had ever experienced people who had so little, and yet they were filled with joy. And all I know is that that's what I wanted. And that's why I did my TEDx talk, Why Less is More. That's why I wrote my book, Downsize Your Life, Upgrade Your Lifestyle, Secrets to More Time, Money, and Freedom. And that's why I now speak around the country about the profound impact of living a simpler, joy-filled life with less. So what is a simple life, and how can you learn to live with less? How can you learn to live that happier life with a lot less stuff? So in essence, a simpler life is one that's centered on what's most important to you. So if you can pare down your life to surround yourself only with the things that you love, the people that you care about, do only the things that you love each day, you'll have a great life. You'll have a simpler life. So a simple life is really about being grateful and content with what you already have. So at one point on my journey, I said, I have all I want, all I need, and I've never been happier. I honestly mean that, and it's still true to this day, and I don't regret, giving away 95% of my possessions. It's about not always wanting more. So the driver is not to buy more, to have bigger, better. The driver is to be content with what you already have. And it is about quality over quantity. A few great things, a few great people around you. Think about that in your life, how much better that is than having so much stuff. So, and it's also about cutting back and streamlining your life, your schedule, your stuff, so that you can balance your life and have more time for those things that you do enjoy and those things that matter to you. And it's really all about making room for those things. So when we have so much stuff, so much maintenance of all of that, if our schedules are too busy, we don't have room for those things that we really want. So if you're longing for a simpler life like I was, here are 5 easy steps to living a simpler life. So number 1, of course, I am the downsizing designer, so I would naturally say that downsize to a smaller home that's more manageable for you. And one that is space that you actually use. As a designer, I see way too many big houses, and I had one at one time in my life too, they're not well used. So all of those rooms, and when people are using 4, 5, 6 rooms, and there might be 12, 15 rooms, it kind of doesn't make sense. So when you downsize the size of your home, and use more of that space, then it forces you, and when you do downsize, it forces you to make decisions about what you really need and what you'll use. It also helps to reduce expenses and lower the stress. Another way to having a simpler life is to reduce the number of things that you own. So basically decluttering. So when you declutter your home, you donate, sell, dispose of anything that you don't use, you don't need, or you don't even like. You know, when you think about it, there are things probably right now in your closet, in your cabinets, on your coffee table that you don't read, you don't touch, clothes that you don't wear. So think about that. If you were to simply declutter those things that you don't use, need, like, or want anymore, your life will start to get simpler. So start with one drawer, one closet, one shelf, to unburden yourself and your life from too much stuff. And then a third idea for 5 easy steps to live that simpler life is to just stop buying more. And as ridiculous as that might sound, if you continue to buy more, you really defeat the whole purpose of decluttering your home and decluttering your life. So buying is essentially a habit, and it's a habit that can easily be broken. So you might even just try one day, 1 week, 1 month without purchasing anything except the essentials. Another way to have a simpler life is to remove or reduce the unnecessary things in your schedule. You know, if you just look at your calendar and you say, I don't really want to go there, but I have to. So those have tos or obligations fill our schedule and burden us. So when we overschedule those have-tos because you feel obligated, or the shoulds, you know, the meetings, the events that you really don't enjoy anyway, they don't add any value to your life, but you should go. So think about those. If they really are adding value, if they're not, then just take them off your schedule. And that clears your calendar for more things that you really do want to do. So when you create a simple schedule, what it does, it helps you focus on what matters more, what's important to you. And when you say no, you're creating boundaries, something you should be proud of. You know, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that. It kind of elevates your whole, sense of self. You don't have to do things, but we kind of make ourselves think we have to. And the last thing is to focus on what you love doing and who you love being with. So just think about a time where you lose all track of time because you're loving what you're doing. You know, so for me, sometimes my design work, I'm doing space plan and I don't even know what time it is. And it's that kind of thing where you love what you're doing, you lose all track of time, or the people that you're with. Think about maybe the times that you've sat around the kitchen table and time just flew by and, you know, it's 2 hours, 3 hours, and you're still laughing, talking. Those kind of people, those kind of things that you can do. So when you can focus on those, that's creating that simpler life by enjoying what you do more and with whom you do it with. So by prioritizing the quality time with your family, your friends, and work, you know, and stop multitasking. Embrace each moment. So when you're there, and they know it. So a less cluttered life and a less hectic life contributes to your overall happiness and your health. So what's one thing you're going to do today to make room for that simpler life and just a higher quality of life? So if you are interested in learning more about how to live a simpler life, check out a course that I just launched 2 weeks ago. It's called How to Downsize and Declutter for Boomers, although it's also for other people, and find freedom in living with less. You know, when you think about it, when we have more time, more money, more freedom, you know, what will you do with that? And that's really what the essence of a simple life is. So I appreciate you joining me, and please feel free to ask me questions. Go to my website, Rita Wilkins at ritawilkins.com. Donna, I see you're on. Thank you for joining, and I'd love to catch up with you again.